Have you ever looked at a tree, a dog, or even a tiny ant, and wondered what we all have in common? The answer goes back way further than you might think, to a time before dinosaurs, before forests, before almost anything we recognize as life today. We're going back nearly 4 billion years to meet our oldest relative, LUCA. LUCA stands for the Last Universal Common Ancestor. And no, LUCA wasn't a person, or an animal, or even a plant. It was a microscopic, single-celled organism, living a quiet existence in Earth's primordial oceans. Imagine a world almost alien to us, a young, volatile planet with a toxic atmosphere and oceans that were like a hot, chemical soup. There were no continents as we know them, just volcanic islands and vast stretches of water. It was in this extreme environment, likely clustered around deep-sea hydrothermal vents, that LUCA thrived. These vents are like underwater geysers, spewing out superheated, mineral-rich water from deep within the Earth's crust. For a simple life form like LUCA, this was paradise. It was a constant source of energy and chemical building blocks, a protected cradle far from the harsh radiation bombarding the planet's surface. So what did LUCA look like? Well, it didn't have eyes, or a brain, or a skeleton. It was just a tiny, fragile bubble, a cell. But inside that bubble was something revolutionary. It contained a genetic code. This wasn't just any code, it was the fundamental operating system for life itself. This molecular instruction manual, written in the language of DNA, dictated how to build proteins, how to get energy, and how to replicate. And hereas the most mind-blowing part, the core of that ancient genetic code is still with us. It's inside you, it's inside me. It's in the majestic whale swimming in the ocean and the bacteria living on your skin. The fundamental machinery that reads DNA and builds life as essential components is universally shared across every living thing ever studied. This shared heritage is one of the most powerful pieces of evidence we have for a single origin of life. LUCA wasn't the first life, but it's the most recent ancestor from which all life as we know it branched out. Think of it like the trunk of a massive, sprawling tree of life. After LUCA, life began to diversify, splitting into the major domains we know today: bacteria, archaea, and eukaryotes, the group that eventually gave rise to plants, fungi, and animals like us. Over billions of years, this simple beginning led to an explosion of complexity. LUCA's descendants learned to harness sunlight through photosynthesis. They developed ways to move, to see, and to think. They built colonies, ecosystems, and eventually, civilizations. Every single step on that incredible journey started with the humble survival of this one microscopic ancestor. Piecing together the story of LUCA is like being a detective for a 4-billion-year-old mystery. Scientists can't just dig up a fossil of LUCA. Its simple structure wouldn't have fossilized. Instead, they study the genes of modern organisms, looking for the common threads that run through all of them. By comparing the genetic codes of thousands of different species, they can work backward, digitally reconstructing the genetic makeup of their shared ancestor. This research tells us that LUCA was already surprisingly sophisticated. It had a membrane to protect itself, a system to generate energy, and the ability to build all the essential components it needed from the chemicals in its environment. It was a resilient survivor in a world that was anything but gentle. So the next time you feel disconnected from the world, remember LUCA. Remember that the very spark of life that animates you is the same spark that animated a tiny cell in a volcanic ocean 4 billion years ago. It's a silent, profound connection that ties every living thing on this planet together into one immense ancient family. We are all, in the most literal sense, distant cousins. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back to the dawn of life. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the wonders of our universe. Let me know in the comments what ancient mystery you'd like us to uncover next. Thanks for watching.